Hello, welcome back to Tai Chi for Health with Terry Hall. Well, we finally reached our 10th lesson, which will bring us to the last two moves in our group one, movement number 18 and 19. That's step up, chop, lock, and punch, and apparent close up. And that will bring us to where we started from, that is back to the opening position. And from there, you can repeat it again and over again, similar to what we've been doing with the 4 directions. All right, so let me first remind you again. I know I keep repeating myself, but the things that I do repeat, I consider quite important. And I know that from my experience, it takes time for it to settle in, it takes time for it to find a place in one's body and mind, and it takes time for it to rise up in a way that it makes sense and with some comprehension and understanding. But again, let me remind you that knowing how many moves or how quickly you learn the form, although it may be desirable and it's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. The important thing is not whether you remember all the moves or how many moves you remember, it's how well you do them, how well you understand them, how you relate to them, how they speak to you in a way, okay? And that takes time. Just like developing any other relationship, it takes time, whether it's with a pet or it's with another person. And Tai Chi is no different. So do not be concerned if you are not up to this point and ready to learn the last 2 moves. Okay, it is not, absolutely not a problem. And you just gotta make sure you know where you are up to so you can add the next move. Okay, and eventually you'll get up to here, and eventually you get up to the last move, 96, and then you will have the entire form memorized and be able to perform, and then you can start putting it all together, developing a real relationship. Okay, so let us begin, okay, by reviewing the 4 directions and the Tai Chi walk, and then we'll get into the set, and we'll go through all 19 moves, and then we can see how that is repeated again. So as far as the sunrise, sunset, fetch your water right and left, and turning on the median axis right and left are concerned, you should be doing some of those every day. Okay, if you have any questions about those, jump back to the beginning, the first few lessons, and see if they answer your question. If not, just bring it up to me or in class. All right, so let's take it from the beginning, and we're going to do up to single whip, which brings us back to the beginning, up to the next single whip, which brings us back to that beginning. Okay, this is our 4 directions. Okay, using all the movements you learned in the form and as well as in the warm-ups. Okay. Stand your feet together, and once again, we don't think about standing on the ground. We think about we're sinking in the ground, and we do not press to sink in. We just sink in because it just brings us down, just like you're standing in quicksand, right? Thick quicksand, right? So you just stand and let it sink in. You don't push down at all. And the motion eventually will be coming from your feet, and it'll be directed by the hips. Okay, so remember those principles as we do these motions. All right, let's begin with the opening. Sink your weight to your right, release the left, step out to the side, even the weight out. Now we're ready for the first move, commencement of Tai Chi. Grasp, bird's tail right. Grasp, bird's tail left. Ward off, slanting the upwards to your right. Sit back, pull and turn. Press. Sit back. Push. Single whip. Closing. Now, where every movement begins, where every movement ends, and which direction we touch, where we begin, where we end, and the directions in between the beginning and ending of every move. Opening. Allow your arms to float. Drop the elbows, drop the wrists. Open. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Corner. Corner. Turn the hips. Wall. Shift the weight. Turn. Step to the wall. Turn. Pivot the back foot. Touch the wall. Turn to the corner. Shift. Turn to the wall. Step. Turn. Wall. Corner. Press the ball. Sit back. Turn. Flip the ball over. Turn. Stay seated back. Set up your arm. Press. No bent elbows. Push. Single whip. Sit back. Turn. Pivot your right. Sit back. Turn. Look to the corner. Unwind. 80% on your right. 90% on your right. 100% on your right. Walk. Roll the ball. Kick out the back heel. Close up. Opening. Commencement. Grasp bird's tail right. Turning of the hips. Touching the direction. Turning of the hips. Grasp bird's tail left. Foot position. Turn the hips, pivot in the back heel, square off your hips. Ward off, slanting the uppers to your right. Shift, touch the corner. Step, touch the wall. Turn, grasp the ball at the corner. Sit back, pull, turn. Moving your hips, not your arms. Press, shifting, release, shifting, and push. Single whip. Corner, corner, corner. Wall. Close up. Opening. Close up. And that completes one cycle of the 4 directions. I recommend you do at least 3 or 5 or 7, it'd be even better. Okay? And each time you do a complete cycle, it should feel better and better and better. Okay, now let's review the first 17 moves at the beginning, and then we'll add the last 2 moves in group 1. Opening. Commencement of Tai Chi. Grass. Bird's tail right. Grass. Bird's tail left. Forward off. Slantingly upwards to your right. Sit back. Pull and turn. Press. And push. Single whip. Raise your right and step up. Corner 1. Pivot. Shift. Turn. Corner 2. Form your right wrist. Turn. Corner 3. Raise your right. Turn. And step to your right. Stork. Cools its wing. Turn. Scoop gently. Turn. Open. Elbow drop. Stork cools its wing. First slice of bread. Brush. Knee. Left. Drop the elbow. Turn. Switch hands. Turn. Switch hands. Step forward and brush knee, left. Slice of cheese. Play the fiddle. Shift. Pick it up. Step back. Pick it up. And down. Next slice of bread. Brush knee left. Turn. Switch hands. Step forward. Brush knee left. First sandwich complete. Move over on the counter. Brush knee right. Sit back. Open your left foot to the wall. Step to your left. Turn your hips. Switch hands. Shift your weight. Pick up your right. Turn. Step down to the wall. Shift your weight. Turn. Kick out the back heel and brush knee right. Second sandwich. Slice of bread. Brush knee left. Sit back. Open your foot to the wall. Step. Turn your hips. Switch hands. Then shift your weight. Pick up your back foot. Turn. Step to the wall. Kick out the back heel and brush knee left. Slice of cheese. Play the fiddle. Shift. Pick up your right. Sit. Pick up your left. Last slice of bread. Brush knee left. Turn. Switch hands. Step forward. And brush knee left. 2 sandwiches now complete. Check your feet. Should be exactly the same as in turning on the median axis to your right. Okay. All right. Now, let's do the other introduction practice form, and that is the Tai Chi walk. So you've been doing the Tai Chi walk here, but because of all the complications of your arms and all this turning, all the other jazz, it detracts from your feet. So we're going to do this exercise to get you focus on how the feet moves, the body and the foot move, along with the hips, right, to move the body. So our arms and our shoulders, we don't worry about it, just let it drop. Whereas in the other movements, you have to put it here, put it here, put it here, drop the elbow and all this. This one, you don't have to worry about doing that. All we're going to do, and once again, you stand, just like the sunrise sunset. Let your arms and shoulders drop and don't worry about them. If they move on their own. You are not going to need to move them at all. If it feels like it wants to come up, let it come up, so long as you are not consciously picking it up. If it's being drawn up from other force, let it happen. Otherwise, just let it relax. Do not tighten it. If your shoulders feel tired when you doing these movements, that means you're stressed, you're locking it, you're locking that area and using way too much strength. You have to learn to relax it. Best time to relax is during the exhale. I just exhale and just drop and release that part that is tense. All right, so this is a Tai Chi walk. Okay. Start with the feet together. Okay, I'll do the mirror image of you, okay? So shift your weight to your right. Release the left, step forward, place it down, and shift 10, 15% forward. That's it. So you shift forward, the body goes forward because both feet are facing the front. Then we shift back and we turn our hips slightly to your right, and that's what moves your foot to open towards the corner. You do not move the feet on its own. It must be moved by turning of the hips. Okay. Once it's turned, then you shift to this direction, put all the weight into your right, and then you stand there and you shift and you pick up your left. Okay. After you shift and you're ready to pick up your left, you do not try to avoid, watch my knee, try to avoid this. Okay. Don't go down and pick it up. That means you're trying to like press down. You don't want to press, or you're sinking. So after we finish sinking, we're sunk. We're sunk and we just let it go. This comes up. So the other foot does not, you don't go up and down anymore. Okay. And all the right and left feet are the same. Okay. Between this move and the 4 directions, you have pretty much all the movements in the form. Okay, the basic moves. Opening. Shift to your right, open with your left. Then shift to your left, pick up your right, and place it forward. Shift forward 10–15%. So you know that you're going forward and down, and then back and down. Okay. And then turn your hips and shift, 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 shift to your right, pick up your left, step forward, shift forward 15%, 10–15, sit back, turn your hip to open, shift, 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 and pick up your right, step forward, shift forward, sit back, and turn your hips to open, shift, 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 pick up your left, step forward, shift a little forward, sit back, turn your hips open, shift, 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 pick it up, step forward. Okay, then turn, shift forward, sit back, open, shift, 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 pick it up, and step forward. And now we're going to go back from here. We step forward. Now we step back. When you step back, all you're going to do is move the weight to your back leg, pick up your right, step back at a slight angle. And when you sit back, you're going to turn to accommodate sitting down on that foot always with a little bit majority weight on the ball of the foot. And once it's all set, pick up your left knee or your right knee here. So you reach back, place it down at a slight angle, then you shift back, turn, and sit. Then you pick up your left, step back, sit back, and turn. Once you're set, pick up your right, step back at an angle, sit back, and turn. Once you're sat, pick up your left, step back at an angle, sit back, and turn. It's very natural. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do it again. We'll do it this way. And that's our walk. Opening. Sink to your right, open with your left. Shift your weight to your left, pick up your right, step forward, shift forward slightly, and then sit back. Then turn, open your right, shift to your right, pick up your left, step forward, shift, turn forward, sit back, open. Then shift to your left, all the way, pick up your right, step forward, turn, and shift forward slightly, and then sit back. So very slightly move. What's the important thing is that you're stepping down, balance, you place your other foot down, shift forward slightly, and you're oriented, sit back from it slightly, so back here, and then make sure you turn your hips, that opens it, and now we go this direction. That's the important thing. Pick it up, step it forward, then we turn, go forward, then we sit back, then we turn to the corner a little bit, and we shift again. Pick it up, and place it forward. Going backwards, sit back, pick up your left foot, bring it back at a slight angle. As you sit back, you turn slightly to your right. Then you pick up your left or your right, step back with your right, sit back, and turn slightly to your left. Okay. So it's all done by the hips following where the placement of the foot is to accommodate standing 100%. Step back, sit back, and turn. Step back, sit back, and turn. Okay. Step to the side, close up, inhale, exhale, inhale. Okay, so that's everything we've covered so far. And now I'll teach you the last two moves for group one. Okay, after finishing up making 2 cheese sandwiches, okay, then we're ready for the last 2 moves. Next movement is called step up, chop, block, and punch. And the one after that is apparent close up. Okay, so let me do that portion for you and you watch it. then you will see that many of the moves are very similar. So I would do it from stork with his wings. Okay. Once again, bread, cheese, bread. Move over on the counter. Bread, cheese, bread. Each slice of bread is a brush knee left. Each slice of cheese is play the fiddle, and moving over the counter is a brush knee right. Okay, so it's bread, cheese, bread. Brush knee left, play the fiddle, brush knee left. Moving over the counter, brush knee right. And then bread, cheese, bread. Brush knee left, play the fiddle, brush knee left. That's it. All right, here we go. Stork Guzza swing. The first brush knee, we're going to turn twice. This is the only difference. Brush, knee, left. Drop elbow, turn. Switch hands, turn. Switch hands, standing on your right. Pick up your left. Step forward and brush, knee, left. Slice of cheese, play the fiddle. Shift, shift, shift. Pick up your right. Step back, sit, sit, sit. Pick up your left. Okay. The next slice of bread, brush knee left. Turn, switch hands, step forward, brush, knee, left. First sandwich complete. That was bread, cheese, bread. Moving over on the counter, brush knee right. Sit back, open to the wall, step, turn, switch hands, shift, 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 pick up your right, turn, step down to the wall with your right. Okay, shift, turn, kick out your back heel and brush knee right. Okay, just brush knee right. Now we're ready for the second sandwich. Slice of bread, brush knee left. Sit back, open to the wall, step, turn your hips, switch hands, shift, 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 pick up your left, turn, step down to the wall, and kick out your back heel, brush knee left, slice of bread. Play the fiddle, slice of cheese, shift, 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 pick up your right, sit back, pick up your left. Last slice of bread, brush knee left, turn, switch hands, step forward, and brush knee left. Next move, step up, chop, block, and punch. You sit back, open your left toe to the corner, make a loose fist. Loose fist means you can place your finger inside the palm and lower it over your thigh. Okay, so from here, you sit back, turn, open your left, you gotta turn your hips, open your left, lower it to the thigh. Then you shift, shift, shift to your left and pick up your right. And then from here, we're gonna turn our hips from here to that, from this corner to that corner. So you stay here, you turn your hips and step down to the right. And shift, and you turn, turn, turn. Wherever your foot is to accommodate your turn, that's how much you turn. And then you pick up your left. Okay. Chop, block, and punch. Sit back, open, chop. You don't hit down, just let it sink down. You don't chop this way, but it's a chop. Okay. Then step up, turn and block. You turn. And then you step forward and you punch. Okay. Now, when you watch the hands, you try to figure out how the hands move. But like I told you, all the motion are in the feet. So let me do it for you a couple of times. Watch my feet. Watch the directions I go to, how I set, and which direction I set. That is how you would do the move. The hands will just follow the foot. Okay. It's not important that you block and chop and all this thing a certain way. The most important thing is not tense. Okay. But this part must be as stable as possible. Brush knee left. Chop, block, and punch. sit back, open, chop, step up, watch the hips, turn, step, turn, let's chop, block, step forward, and punch. Now, when you watch that movement, it's just like brush knee. It's basically the same way of brushing knee, walking, okay, except a little bit more turn. Okay, movement number 17. Sit back, open, chop. Again, the opening is not with your foot. Okay, the opening is with the hips turning, okay? Remember that. Sit back, turn, open, chop, step up, turn and block. Okay, step forward and punch. See the feet? It's just like in the warm-ups. When you punch straight forward. Okay, so the center of the chest out. You don't punch up, you're not punching down. Okay, you're not punching to the side or over here, just straight up. And as you punch forward, the other hand comes in. Okay. Brush knee left. Step up, sit back, chop, step up, turn the hips and block, step forward and punch. Once again, sit back, open, chop, step up, turn and block, step forward. And when I go forward, my left hand is going to lower down like it goes, it swims under the water. Turn. The fin of a shark comes out of the water, swims back towards your body as you turn. And as you turn, it swims back. The other hand is projected forward for the turn. So both hands move together, not because you're doing this, because you're doing this, okay? This, okay? So it's not punching like this. You're turning, and that's what brings it back and brings the other one forward. Now you've done that on sit back, pull, and turn, right? Ward off slantingly upwards, right? Sit back, pull, and turn. It's like that. It's similar to that. And you also did that on Grasper. Well, that's okay. Okay, so again, let's take it from brush knee. Okay, so next movement number 17 is sit back, chop, step up, turn and block, and punch. It's all one move. Sit back, chop, step up, turn and block. Step forward and punch. Okay, that's movement number 17. All right. Again. Chop, block, and punch. Chop. Block. Punch. Okay. Very important your feet are correct. The feet drives everything. Okay, so don't focus too much on the hands. Focus the turning and the feeling here, and then just let the hands go where, if you do it correctly, the hands will go in the right direction. All right, I'm going to add last move. Brush knee, brush knee, brush knee left. Brush knee left. Okay. Chop, block, and punch. Sit back. Chop. Step up. turn and block. Step forward and punch. Then we do the apparent close-up. It's the first apparent close-up. You release your fingers gently, turn your hips, and touch the corner here gently, just like this. Your left hand goes underneath your right armpit here. It doesn't, you do not touch yourself. Okay, so you do this, and it just goes on here. Once you place it here, relax your arm and leave it there. Leave it there. Don't tense up. Just leave it there. So when I move, this arm does not move. So you don't do this. Okay, just leave it there and turn. Leave it behind. Leave the hands behind. Leave the hands behind. Leave the hand behind. Same feeling. So hopefully you guys are getting the point of how the movements are all connected slowly, right? Okay, here we go. Partially left. Step up, chop, block, and punch. Sit back, open, chop, step up, turn, and block. Step forward, turn, and punch. And the movement number 17. Movement number 18, apparent close-up. Right fist, release it, goes to the corner, so they open up. Left hand underneath your, behind your elbow, under here gently, and keep the arm gentle and low and smooth. Don't stiffen it up. And just let it sit there as you sit back and turn your hips. So your hands move because your hips move. So don't do this. Okay, don't do that. Don't do this. Right? Don't do that. Do this. Do this. And that's what moves it. That's all you need. Punch, set, sit back, turn. Turn, turn, turn. It's the same as your third warm-up. Okay, it's a little bit different in terms of direction, but the feeling is the same. Right? Remember that. It'll come, right? In due time. Brush knee left. Chop, block, and punch. Sit back, open to the corner, loose fist, drop it over your thigh. Shift your weight to your left, shift, pick up your right, drop the elbows, turn. Step down to your right, turn to your right, pick up your left. Step forward to the wall with your left, lower your left hand, put it out, kick out your back heel. Punch as you turn. Apparent close-up. Right fist to the corner, release your hand, left hand underneath your armpit, sit back and turn. And then lower your hands as you turn. And all this is repeat. Push, sit back, turn. And when you turn, you make a sweep. And shift, shift, lower your body, cross your arms, bring it up, fold it in, open out, back to commencement of Tai Chi. End of group 1. And from here, you go right into grasp, first, tail right again. And do the whole cycle over again. Okay, nothing to it. Okay, let me do it this way so you can see it. Brush knee left. Chop, block, and punch. Sit back, open, chop. Step up, turn, and block. Put your fist to your side, step forward, lower the hand, turn your hips, and turn and punch. That's chop, block, punch. Apparent close-up. Right fist to the corner, open your hand, the hand underneath here, sit back, turn. Lower your hands, turn. Set it up, push. Sit back, release. Turn to your right, pivot your left foot to the wall. And when you turn, the left hand touches the shoulder, stays there gently. The right hand makes a sweep across right in front of your, between your nose and your forehead, somewhere around there. So it makes a sweep like that and touches the other shoulder on the other side. And then while you do that, you pivot your left foot. And all you do here is what you practiced before. Shift over, set it up, equal it out. Lower your body, lower your hands, cross your arms. Pretend you have a big bubble here. Scoop it up, big ball, roll it in, open it out. Back to commencement of Tai Chi. End of the first apparent close-up, end of group 1, beginning of group 2. Okay, let's do it again. First knee left. Step up, chop, block, and punch. Movement number 17. Sit back, open, chop, shift, step up, turn and block, shift, step forward, lower your left hand, turn your back foot, turn your back foot, turn your hips, the left hand up the center, and punch, chop, block, and punch. Apparent close-up, right fist to the corner, left hand to your underneath your armpit, sit back, turn. Turn the hips, turn the hips, shift the weight, turn the hips, shoulder, shoulder, shift the weight, equal it out, lower your body, scoop, don't stick your butt out, bring it up, roll it in, release it out, commencement of Tai Chi, or the first apparent close-up. And from here, you just go right back into grass burst tail right and left. Okay? Brush knee left. Sit back, open, chop, step up, turn and block. Step forward, turn and turn, punch. First apparent close-up, corner, underneath your armpit, sit back, turn your hips, set it up, push, sit back, release, turn. Make like a little rainbow in front of you. Left hand touch your shoulder, right hand touch your shoulder, relax your, touch your shoulder on each side, relax your shoulders, shift your weight, place it shoulder width apart, even out the weight, lower the body, big scoop, like you're scooping up air, roll it up, roll the ball in, roll the ball out, drop the elbows, roll the wrist in, drop the wrists, down, and open. That's the first apparent close-up. You have reached the first of 6 milestones in a set. Okay. There are 6 milestones in a set, which tells you where you are. It's like markers on a map. If you're going from one state to the other or one part of town to the other, and you have like 6 markers, so you know basically which area is you're in and when you're going to make the turn, whatever it is. This is the first one. Okay, the first apparent close-up. And there are 2 more in the set. Okay, let's take it one time from the beginning. Okay. Don't worry if you don't get it right away. Watch the video over and over again, and then we'll practice together, either in person or online when if you attend our sessions. And the main thing you want to do is don't forget how to step. Don't forget how to turn with the hips, how to shift the weight, how to stand down, then step, shift, open, shift. Don't forget that. Most people, what they do is they just focus on this, and all this stuff. There's nothing down here to hold them up. Okay. All right, let's do it from the beginning. One time. Opening. Commencement of Tai Chi. Know where it begins, direction it touches, and where it ends. Grasp bird's tail right. Turning of the hips. Grasp bird's tail left. Shifting of the weight. Don't lean, don't twist. Pivot the foot, check your feet. Ward off slantingly upwards to your right. Check your feet. Sit back, pull and turn to your left. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise your right and step up. Know your directions. Stork cools its wings. Brush, knee left. Play the fiddle. Brush, knee left. Brush, knee right. Brush, knee left. Play the fiddle. Brush, knee left. Sit back, chop, step up, turn and block. Step forward and punch. First, apparent close-up. All right, very good. Okay, so congratulations. We finished the first 19 moves. You have now completed, at least being introduced to the first 19, the first portion of the set. Okay, then the next one is going to be at 55 for group 2, and the last one will be at 96 for group 3. As we move along, you will find that there are fewer and fewer new moves, more and more repetition of movements. So you need to learn these first 19 really well because they're going to be repeated over and over again throughout the set. Okay, we'll stop here and practice a little bit. Make notes on things that you have questions on, and please bring it up in class or with me directly. And make sure so I know that you know, actually more important than I know, that you know that you yourself are making an attempt to be in a learning mode. Okay, that's critical for Tai Chi. Okay, to be in a learning mode, not copy. Right, you got to copy in the beginning. But if you copy correctly, you have to learn, right? And then you have to learn how it feels and what it means to you. Okay. All right, we'll stop here and we'll see you folks next time. Bye-bye now.